Hi there, Bergman Lights here. Going to do a video on the effects of my Candy Cane Forrest. Going to walk through the xLights configuration, or at least some configurations, show what it looks like in a 2D preview in xLights as well as a 3D, and then compare that to what it looks like on the actual props. So before I get into those details, I thought I'd give you, since I'm right here with my computer system, give you a real high-level summary of my computer setup. So I used to use Windows i7 10th generation laptop, a gaming laptop. It did a pretty good job, but for certain sequences it was really slow. I came upon this Mac M1 Mini, and it beats it hands down for some of the complex sequence with this rendering. So what I have here now is I'll show you behind me here. I have a Mac M1 Mini. And it does a great job. It's only got 8 gigabytes of RAM. It does a fantastic job. It's much faster, at least 5 times faster than my Windows laptop. I have a 35-inch monitor. I highly recommend using a widescreen monitoring for laying out the sequence. It makes your life a lot easier. And then directly behind me, I have a smaller monitor, which I use where I put my house preview. As you can see, it's up on there right now. So that's my configuration. Does a great job. The Mac M1 Minis, about $600-700. Quite a bit cheaper than a high-end laptop or Windows workstation. So if you're thinking about upgrading your systems, consider it. So all right, so let's get into the layout and we'll see what my Candy Cane Forest looks like. So I thought I'd organize this video by first showing the xLights configuration, showing it how it previews in xLights, and then show it to you in the actual display. So first effect is the wave effect along with a single strand, one on top of the other. I'll just do a quick click through it. So here's the preview. You'll see it gives you a wave. It's only in 2 dimensions straight on, so it really doesn't give you a good feel for what it looks like. Actual configuration, when you play it on the display in 3 dimensions, you'll see it gives you a nice little wave effect. So the second effect is 2 single strand effects. When I click on it in the 2-dimensional preview, you see it's basically running from top to bottom. There are some color palette changes. Let's look at it in 3 dimensions. And there you go. You see it going through, and there's doing the color palette adjustments. Now let's see what it looks like on the house. All right, for the next configuration, we have some shock waves combined with the spiral effect. What it looks like in 3 dimensions. Again, you can tell a big difference between the 2-dimensional preview and the 3D. Next, we got a wave with 2 different layers of single strand effects. Now in 3 dimensions. There you go. Looks really nice, I think. That looks really good. Let's see what it looks like on the house. Next configuration is the fire effect. Here's what it looks like in 2 dimensions and in 3. Now let's look at the house. Next up is the garland effect all by its lonesome. 2-dimensional view. And now let's look at the 3-dimensional. There we go. Not bad. Now for the house. Now for a group of pinwheel effects going back to back. Here's a 2-dimensional view. And let's look at 3-dimensional. There you go. I think it looks really nice. For another wave effect along with single strand underneath. There you go, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. I really do like this one. This one looks really cool. Fire effect with the wave effect underneath it. Two-dimensional preview. All right, now we got three different effects here. Rainbow, fire, and wave. Two-dimensional preview. Not too exciting, but the three-dimensional, that looks a lot better. Now for the house. And now for two different effects again on top of each other. We got the fan and the pinwheel. See what it looks like in 2 dimensions. That looks all right, actually. And from a 3-dimensional perspective, here's what it does. Looks pretty good. So before I close out this video, I thought I'd give you a quick look at my 3D printer, which I use to print the Candy Cane Forest. I have my Bamboo P1P here, which I've converted to a P1S. I've enclosed it, printed out the enclosure for it, and put the proper fans in there to make sure it has sufficient cooling. It's a great little printer, works right out of the box. For what you get for the money, it's really easy to use and has great print quality. So if anybody's interested, I'd highly recommend it. I also got the multi-material system, which I use as well. That's an extra like $300, as well as a filament dryer, which I got just to make sure my filaments are good and nice and dry for when I go do the printing. But really all you need is just the Bamboo, or just a 3D printer, any printer. You can use a $200 ender if you want to make those Candy Cane Forests. So pretty much the sky's the limit with the effects that you can apply to your Candy Cane Forest. For me, I set up 6 rows of 20 of the candy canes, just straight rows, so there was 6 sections to the model, and then I grouped them all together and apply the effects. You can apply single effects, you can apply them, stack them on top of each other, you can play with the render styles. There's all kinds of things you can do with it, and so if you do this, just set it up and start playing and see what works best. So that's kind of concludes my Candy Cane Forest modeling video here. So I hope you guys enjoy it and it helps somebody else out there. So you guys have a wonderful day.